Makadi and you everyone. I'm just trying to speak because as I was growing up, I was told to keep quiet a lot, and yet naturally I'm quite a talkative person. Not all the time, but at times. So this is just a little story. The other day I was talking to my sister, and the conversation verged on to talk about children, the young generation and so forth. And I was quite upfront, me being in this phase of I have to express myself. So I said, well, I lose patience when the children don't even want to keep eye contact for a few minutes or to engage with you even for just a minute. I think it's just wrong and not like us. You're supposed to respond to an adult when they're talking to you in our culture. Anyway, later on I was reflecting on this, and then I thought perhaps I was too harsh in my view of the situation. Perhaps I was too harsh. And then I thought, what are perfect examples of people who are non-judgmental? And immediately one person came to mind, and it's my uncle, who is late now, who was nicknamed Gobi after the Gobi Desert in Russia because he was bald at the top. I'm bald a little bit as well. I lost my hair from sister locks. Anyway, my uncle and my mother, because it's my uncle who is my mother's brother. My mother and my uncle's father was a Muslim. He was from Malawi and actually from Tanzania, so he was Muslim. So there was no pork to be eaten in the house and no alcohol and sort of Muslims sort of way of being in the house. But anyway, he was grown up, grown man, married. I stayed with them for about 5 years, from grade 7 to Form 4. I stayed with my uncle and his family and my cousins. We had a lot of fun growing up in Kadoma. So my uncle Gobi, he was a healthcare worker, so he used to go around doing vaccinations or doing healthy living talks in the community. But at times he used to work away as well. He used to go off further than our town. But imagine being brought up in a Muslim family. Imagine he did not drink alcohol or eat pork or anything like that. However, when he was not at work, and even when he retired, he spent a lot of time in the beer hall. So imagine being in the beer hall for hours, because you'll be there for hours. You'd leave home not long after breakfast, gets dressed immaculately. He was a very well-dressed man and very clean, and go to the beer hall to meet up with his friends. So these friends of his, he was not selective. It didn't matter that they were from the poor part of town or the wealthier part of town, whether they were professional, whether they had money or no money. He was friendly with everyone. So whilst he was there, they played, I think they played drafts or cards or just talked and laughed. So imagine being in the beer hall for, I don't know, 5 hours without drinking any alcohol. And imagine being non-judgmental to those people who were drinking alcohol. And yet we walk around, or I walk around, like I did the other day, making quick judgments on anybody that does or says something that is different from my own views. It's a good point to reflect on. If only it was easy to maintain focus on it and sort of check myself every time I jump out and be judgmental to anybody that doesn't see things my way. My uncle was friendly to everybody, and I tell you, when he died, there was a huge attendance of his friends who were all sorts of people from all walks of life, who he just was happy to be with. He did not sit there and say, well, I was brought up a Muslim, I don't drink, why are you drinking? It was never about that. He was just a people person, kind, generous, full of humor, and just wanted to get on with everybody. I appreciate my uncle very much, and I loved him very much. He's late now, but that was one aspect I just thought about when I was reflecting on being judgmental. The world would be a much better place if we all got along. And I know there is a challenge because I'm also a person who is very observant of the times we're living, and currently there is a lot of talk on NPCs, non-player characters, who I have seen or interacted with. And although overall I'm saying let's not be judgmental, but you also have to use discretion. Let's not swing to one end, let's be in the middle. So although it's good to be non-judgmental, you also have to use discernment. If you are interacting with an NPC, you need to sort of measure yourself and withdraw yourself and interact with them at arm's length, and do not give yourself 800% because they will just suck you dry. So those are my thoughts for today, and if anyone wants to hear more, just let me know. If people don't know what an NPC is or what they do, that could be a subject for next time. Maitabasa. Bye.